Hello guys. Welcome back to GDT Tech Reviews. In this video we are going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best streaming device 2021. So let us get started in the review based on our studies and small research. If you have any personal suggestion, do let us know in the comment section. If you are for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use it for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. So let's get started. Amazon made a number of improvements to Amazon Fire TV Cube software and internal hardware. Not much has changed about the outer shell. It's still an unassuming black cube with an LED bar along the top. It's not as unassuming as some other streaming video players that hide behind the TV, but it does give your entertainment center a slightly futuristic vibe. On the top of the cube are 4 control buttons for muting, raising and lowering the volume and summoning Alexa, though the latter is a bit unnecessary. Of course, simply having the option to shout voice commands at a small, box-shaped player without a remote in hand is the unique selling point of the Amazon Fire TV Cube, and with its 8 far-field microphones, the Fire TV Cube is incredibly good at picking up what you're putting down, as good or perhaps even better than the Amazon Echo Show or Amazon Echo are at the task. Spin the Fire TV Cube around to the back and you'll find an HDMI port, microUSB, an IR extender and a power connector. There's not much to say about the microUSB or the power connector, both of which work as advertised, but there's something to say about how the Fire TV Cube handles HDMI. The Fire TV Cube has always been rock solid in terms of performance, but the latest version introduces a number of upgrades that make it even faster. For example, the original Fire TV Cube used a quad-core ARM Cortex-A53 1.5 GHz CPU, Mali 450 MP3 GPU and Amlogic S905Z SoC to produce stunning. The Roku Ultra has always been a fine 4K HDR streamer. As the flagship in Roku's extensive line of sticks and players, its bag of nifty tricks includes a remote finder, programmable remote buttons and an Ethernet port, which might be especially welcome now when home Wi-Fi networks are more stressed than ever. On the surface, Roku made a few changes to the look of the box. Gone is the glossy plastic around the sides, replaced with a new tapered matte-like plastic. Neither design was going to win any awards, but the smaller box should still fit fine in a cabinet or on a stand under your TV. The remote finder button has been moved from its location left of the Roku name on the top of the box to the right side of the device, and the microSD card slot that was present on last year's device has been removed. The USB-A port has also moved from the right side of last year's Ultra to the back on this year's model. The DC power is still proprietary, which is also fine, but it would have been nice to see USB-C in case you lose the adapter. The remote still includes the same plastic finish and rubber buttons as other Roku devices. The NVIDIA Shield TV has always been something of an odd duck in the streaming player crowd. The first-gen model had a clever idea, half-game console, half-streaming box, but a cumbersome design. The second-gen model corrected a lot of the lingering issues. The Shield TV is an odd black cylinder, which rests horizontally somewhere below your TV. On one end, there's a power port and an Ethernet port, on the other, there's a microSD card slot, an HDMI port and a hard reset button. You probably won't need to use the button, but it's good to have. Once I got the device set up, though, I thought it looked rather cool. Since it has wires coming out of both ends, it resembles nothing so much as an oversized cable management tube, and such a tube certainly doesn't seem out of place beneath a TV. It's also heavy and sturdy enough that the myriad wires won't hoist it up and make it dangle. If you haven't checked out Android OS recently, the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K is the third version of Amazon's popular streaming device. The biggest difference between this stick and the ones that came before it is that this one has been updated to support 4K viewing. If you've used the previous Amazon Fire TV Stick before, you'll notice that the new version hasn't changed very much in terms of design. Measuring 99mm by 30mm by 14mm, the Fire TV Stick 4K is as unobtrusive and compact as ever, designed to plug directly into the HDMI 2.2 port on your TV. The stick itself is a little bit wider than a standard HDMI cable, so Amazon has included a male-to-female HDMI extender cable in case you have trouble fitting it in. Amazon says the extender cable can also be used to improve the Wi-Fi connection and remote control performance. The outside of the Fire TV Stick 4K is largely the same as the previous model, only now it features the Amazon Aero logo without any text. On the inside, you have an 802.11 acres Wi-Fi chip and a 1.7 GHz quad-core processor like before, but now of course, the Fire TV Stick has support for 4K, as well as Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. On the side of the Fire TV Stick 4K you'll find a micro USB port to connect the power adapter. Setting up the Fire TV Stick 4K is absolutely seamless, thanks to the simple user interface and responsive remote control. During setup, the Fire TV Stick needs to be plugged into the mains as well as the HDMI port on your TV. All the cables and adapters you'll need come in the box. Once you've plugged the Fire TV Stick into your TV, you're then prompted to set up the remote. You'll be walked through the entire process by your TV so you don't need to worry about leafing through manuals. Like its predecessor, the Fire TV Stick 4K user interface is extremely easy to navigate, even for those who haven't even used a streaming device before. Recently accessed shows and apps can be found on the home screen, or you can scroll up and across to find different content and apps. US Fire TV customers will also find a recently added tab on their device's interface, called Live TV. It collates all your live channels into one place. As well as being easy to use. The Roku Streaming Stick Plus remains relatively unmatched in terms of its specs. It's the only streaming device in the stick-shaped form factor to offer both 4K and HDR screen option, and is only truly threatened in that specific category by the Chromecast Ultra and previously mentioned Amazon Fire TV. Roku's streaming sticks have always been deceptively simple devices, but the new Roku Streaming Stick Plus takes that design philosophy to a new level. It's just as petite as its predecessors, a mere 3.7 by 0.8 by 0.47 inches and 0.9 ounces, but stuffs even more power into the flash drive-sized form factor. Despite the additional hardware, however, it will still neatly fit behind your TV, and draw power from either your TV's USB port or from the wall. It is, for the most part, a familiar design. It's a form factor that Roku pioneered 5 years ago with its oblong and creatively colored purple Roku streaming stick, and it's clearly served the company well over the years.